Today I'm going to be showing you the whole process with printing on the Zortrax M200, from sourcing your file, putting it into the print software, loading it onto the printer and printing it, as well as removing it from the plate as well. Right, so first thing you want to do is open up ZSuite, which is the slicing software for your Zortrax M200, and we need to find a file. So we're going to go into the library, and here you can see you've got various different categories to choose from. So if we click on one, I can then see a load of files that different people have uploaded, and if we select one, so we'll select this one here, and that looks pretty good, so we'll download it by clicking download. And then if you go into local files and select print project and select the file we want to print, select print, that will then import that file into the build area in ZSuite. So we can see how much space that's going to take up on our build plate, and take a look at the model in a bit more detail, see how it's going to print. It all looks fine, but there are a few tools you can use if you want to adjust anything. So you can move it to any position you like, and you can also scale, so you can make it larger or smaller, depending on what you need from your file. You can be a bit more precise as well in the top left hand corner there, if you want to make very minor adjustments. And then another tool we've got is the rotate tool, which is pretty self-explanatory as well. You can rotate the model in each axis. But we'll reset all of those dimensions and go print. And now we need to select our settings for the print. So the first thing you want to do is select a profile, and this is basically selecting the material that we're going to use for this particular print. And we're going to go with ZABS for this one. And then you want to choose your layer thickness. So that's 0.14 millimeters, which is 140 microns. And then infill. So we're going to go with a medium infill on this, which is quite normal. And we know that this doesn't need any support material, so I'm going to set the angle to 0 degrees. That's all ready, so we'll go prepare to print, and that will render out. And there we have it, that's all been sliced. And we can take a closer look as well if we go into the layers view. So if we just drag this slider, we can slide down the layers and check the infill, and just to see that there's no errors in that file, but it all looks perfectly fine to print. So we'll leave it there. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen, it shows you all of the details of the print, so it will give you an estimate of the material usage and the print time as well. So the next thing you want to do is save it to your SD card. So you go save to print and select a name and press save, and this will save it to your SD card. So now you want to insert your SD card to the M200 in the SD card slot, and to find our model we select model and then scroll through the list to find our file that we've just saved. And we've got quite a few files on our SD card, so it takes a little while. But there we go, I think that's it. And then once you've found the file, select it and then press it again to print. And this will begin heating up the platform and then heating up the nozzle as well. And the next thing that will happen is the Zortrax M200 will begin to calibrate. It does this before every print. It just touches down in the center sensor on the perforated plate and then goes over to the front left as well. And this just makes sure that everything's level and it's ready to print nice and flat. And there we go. As you can see, it's starting to extrude, and it'll push down those first few layers really quite firmly into all the little perforations in the plate, and this just ensures that the print is stuck down really well. Now we sped up the footage here just to show you the print happening. Alright, so now the print's done, you want to disconnect the connectors at the back of the plate. The first one's quite fragile, so you want to be quite careful with it, and then the second one is a little stiff, so make sure you're careful when you remove these. It's always advised to remove the plate to remove the model from it. This just ensures that you don't throw off any of the calibration for your next print. So then take your print over to one side and use the scraper that's provided in the box just to get underneath the raft there and scrape it off. It usually comes off pretty easily. You might find the first few prints you do are a little bit stiffer. But that's come off now, and as you can see, the raft comes off pretty easily as well. Right, and here's our finished ZABS print. It's the Dream3D mascot, Dreamo, and you can download this file yourself and give it a go, and let us know how you get on. If you leave your comments in the comments box below, we'll get back to you as well.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe.
Also, come follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
You can find out more about our products and services by visiting dream3d.co.uk.